Well, good evening and welcome to the third installment of my Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem stream, this Lovecraftian horror which takes us through the ages, through the many stories affected by the Elder Gods and their ancient feud. Today we'll be playing the third part of this installment of this stream, and yeah, let's pick up where we left off, shall we? Hopefully you should now start to hear the audio come through.
Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting.
Every single time that introduction, I feel it's appropriate to play, because it's a great quote. It's a great quote which really sets the mood for what is about to follow. So what that means is we can now continue with Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. And just to answer your question, I'm doing very well, thank you. I hope you're doing well as well. The darkness comes, the darkness comes. Here we go. Okay. So, we had just done Roberto Bianchini's backstory, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that was his name. He was the architect who was asked to scope out the stability of this ancient undercity filled with dark monsters and apparitions. And he was eventually sacrificed, thrown into this diabolical tower, this awful stack of human bodies cemented into place. What an awful fate Roberto Bianchini has faced. Now, my character at the moment is a little bit insane, so I could really do with just bringing her back to sanity ever so slightly. So, Alex Roivas, now mostly sane. We can read the next chapter page, which is titled A War to End All Wars.
The War to End All Wars redefined how mankind looked at war and the value of human life. Over 19,000 men lost their lives every day in the trenches of the Somme. Some say uselessly, some invoke a higher cause. I read accounts of the slaughter from many journalists who spent time in the trenches, but I found the account of a certain Peter Jacob to be the most horrible of all. His implication about the ancients' involvement with the war was hideous and so obvious. With the horror of the Battle of the Somme scant miles away and the distant echoes of pounding artillery, a young journalist named Peter Jacob researched his latest story from the front lines. His grim task brought him to Oubliette Cathedral, now transformed into a field hospital.
Oh, that graphic anomaly happens every single time.
The purpose behind all the senseless violence that surrounds me. Young men die at a rate unheard of in centuries of warfare. Shelling, machine guns, and mustard gas rip, pierce, and burn their flesh. Men soak gauze in their own urine to stop the insidious gas. The hospitals here cannot cope with the torrent of wounded.
So here we are once more. in a slightly more modern-day oubliette cathedral. And we are Peter Jacobs, a journalist who is reporting on, I presume, the First World War. Detail. A soldier's letter lies on the table waiting to be sent home. Soldier's letter number 1. First letter from Private Reginald Jackson to his love Margaret. I was admitted to this hospital on Tuesday. The damage caused to my legs was slight, but there is no way that I could ever walk normally again. I hate this place. Every day I am reminded that I will never be able to do the things I love. The hospital is a very strange place. Converted from an old cathedral, there is an odd atmosphere around it. Silent, but for the words of the wounded, calling out in the night. There is no doubt that it is haunted. What I find most odd in this place is that you never see anyone leave during the day. It's not right, no goodbyes or farewells, just an empty bed when you wake. Well, that is a spooky account. For anybody who's checked the previous streams, you will recognise this cathedral, as we have been here a couple of occasions. Covered with blood-stained sheets, these poor souls have passed from this world. For them, the suffering is over, but for those around them, the ordeal continues. The faint sound of moaning emanates from behind the linen veils. Whispered utterances, frantic prayers to loved ones, words offered only by those who face their mortality. Okay. Who's this cheeky chappy here? The soldier is rather distressed. Perhaps he has lost a lot of friends to the trenches of the Somme. He confides that the only stories are sad ones, and that the only true heroes are in the mortuary. What about the other side? Is there anything or anyone over here? Examine. Same description. Oh, there's a nurse. Hello, nurse. With a motherly voice, the nurse advises that Peter should get some rest. Huh. Bet you'd like that, wouldn't you? So you can feed me to all the Cthulhu-esque monsters that inhabit this place. Okay, same story. Okay, so there's not a load going on in here. Let's see what we've got. We've got a soldier's letter, we've got a lucky penny. A pan flag. What's the lucky penny? Let's check that out. An old coin marked in a peculiar manner. It has held sentimental value for someone. Whoever holds the penny will undoubtedly receive good fortune. We also have the flash pan. This is a photographer's flash pan used to hold combustible powders that when ignited create a large white flash. This can be used to stun some enemies. And we also have some flash powder as well, which we can use in conjunction with it. In fact, let's continue searching this room first. So we've searched left and right. Let's try going this way. Oh, okay. So there is a sigil on the wall, which has 2, 4, 6 points on it. Examine. An odd collection of coloured lines decorate the wall. Below the design steps appears to lead up to the wall, going nowhere. Interesting. Oops. The guard frowns and ushers Peter away from the organ. He explains that it is one of the few antiques in the region that has so far survived the war, and that while he's alive, it will remain intact. Okay. The altar is cleared of all valuables, not only to prevent looting, but also to afford space for medical supplies, and even as an operating table should the need arise. Interesting. Can't look at those. What's the guard want? The guard quietly but strongly points out that the area is off limits to civilians. The cathedral's tabernacle is fashioned from aged, varnished mahogany. Its doors are closed, and there doesn't appear to be any way of opening it manually. Well, I think we know how we need to open it, because last time I played a little jingle on the piano, or the organ, as it is. Peter finds a sealed envelope that appears to have been left behind. Interesting. Right, what's in the sealed envelope? A sealed envelope. It looks rather official. Should Peter open it? Yes, he should. Peter has acquired some soldiers' orders. Let's check what it says. An official note on Army Regulations stationery. The note reads, Private Thompson, by order of Lieutenant Hardgreaves, on behalf of His Royal Highness George V, you are to leave your post of duty and rally in the street outside Oubliette Cathedral. Further orders will be presented at the rallying point. God save the King. Okay. Abruptly, the guard asks Peter if Peter has clearance for the old tower, as it is a restricted area. Okay. So there isn't a tremendous amount I can do here. There is, of course, a lot going on outside. I can hear the sound of explosions and gunfire. And now Peter's heavy breathing in my ears. Oh, I can't look at that. The guard shifts about, obviously bored with his duty and awaiting a replacement or perhaps a call to arms. Okay. Oh, it's a nurse. Stacked deeply on the landing, crates of medical supplies await use. Syrettes, morphine, bandages, tourniquets, antiseptics, the list goes on and on. I don't want to get some rest, I want to explore. Okay. Oh. A soldier's letter sits atop a crate of medical supplies. Okay, what does this one say? Second letter from Private Reginald Jackson to his love Margaret. Is that the same person who we saw earlier? Let's just find out. Soldier's letter number 1. Yeah, it is. He's a bit of a writer. Okay. So, Private Reginald Jackson to his love Margaret. I've been here for over a week now, and there is no word when I'll be allowed to leave. Strange things have happened. At night, the sounds of the hospital change. Echoes of voices that don't belong to anybody haunt the walls and corridors. The restless ghosts, perhaps, or sounds of movement or whispers. I have seen war firsthand, and the sounds at night in this hospital scare me more than anything I thought possible. What is going on here at night? Why do I feel so threatened? My fears are worsened by the talk of other young soldiers. One said he had heard cries for help in the middle of the night, cries that were only answered by snarls of rage and not compassion. Another said Lance Corporal Haskell has not been discharged, but had gone missing. I stare at his empty bed with a sense of unholy dread gnawing at my heart. Well, something's very unusual going on in here. Although, of course, you don't need me to tell you that. Okay. So there's nothing for us to do up here, so I guess we'll just head on back down. Now what I'm thinking is there was a little hint here that said that this guard is just sort of waiting for either a replacement or duties. Maybe we can use the soldier's orders with this guy. Hey, there we go. The guard unfolds the orders and begins to read them before exclaiming, "Bloody hell, lad. We must be on the offensive." Following the orders, he takes leave of his post. Okay, so now we can get through here. Oh. So, designed to muster patriotic feelings, these posters declare that the Allies are fighting the good fight. It's a small comfort for the occupants of the room, whose spent corpses line the cold cathedral floor. Very interesting. Oh. Stacked like logs, Peter stands before the price of human war. The bloodied corpses of young men who have made the ultimate sacrifice to defend their own countries and those of others. Spooky. Detail. A revolver lies abandoned on a nearby pew. Should Peter pick the revolver up? Yes, he should. Oh, man. Well, this feels very familiar. It is this wonderful place. And now we can see Roberto Bianchini's statue has joined the ranks. Cradled in what appears to be a leathery hand lies a mysterious book. It is bound in human skin and intricately decorated with shrunken bones. It beckons and yearns to be possessed. Should Peter claim the Tome of Eternal Darkness? Yes, he should. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh my gosh. So there goes my 6 bullets for the revolver. Gosh, all the lights are out. I really need a melee weapon. Oh, my dudes, I don't like this one bit. A guard lies dead at the foot of the steps, viciously assassinated by the creatures now infesting the cathedral. He went quickly and without much of a struggle, which is precisely what's going to happen to me if I don't find... Oh my word! Oh my gosh! I need to find out where Peter Jacobs' melee weapon is. I can't carry on like this, just running around, hoping for the best. I don't feel like I've missed anything. There wasn't anything unusual, but he's lost all his sanity. He's in a bad way. Oh. Apparently. I should have been using invisibility? Interesting. Okay. I had the right gut instinct to come to the old tower, which is where we are. But I almost certainly went into the wrong room. So Peter's sanity is in fact so bad now that he's taking health damage instead of sanity damage, which is really, really, really bad. So... Okay. Let's fix Peter up, shall we? Okay. Peter's looking in a bit of a rosier way now. Let's enchant his weapon. In fact, you know what? I'll probably get more mileage out of using shield. Ah, okay, I can't. Cool. Okay, now Peter can begin kicking it a little bit, because he now has the double-edged sword. The altar stands, wreathed in a cold mist. As Peter nears the stone, a sense of deep woe gnaws at his heart. The cathedral is undoubtedly evil, and not the holy place he had thought it to be. Now, by the looks of things, it's certainly not. Okay. Boxes of medical supplies are waiting for use in treatment. Covered with bloody fingerprints, it is hard to tell whether they are actually used to save lives or just to relieve the suffering. True that. So this is where Charlemagne was killed, and where we found Anthony in one of the earlier chapters. Doesn't appear there's anything else in here, so let's move on. Oh, get off me, get off me. Okay, so many of the people we've encountered so far have been bone thieves. Oh, and what is this? Examine. A rifle lies on the altar, probably discarded by a fleeing guard. Let's take that. The guard that was here has moved away from his station. A piece of very old paper sits on a pipe organ, callously misplaced and forgotten. It's a bit of sheet music. Can we play? The shelling has knocked out the cathedral's generator. The organ cannot be used without a supply of power. It can probably be used if power is restored. Okay. That makes sense. Is there anybody else here that I need to dispatch? Yes, there is. Of course there is. The good thing about Peter, very poor sanity, very good mana. Loads and loads of mana. Hopefully, I've got enough to cast a level 5 shield. Fabulous. Okay, so the way down the stairs back here is also unbarred. And this guy here, he says, one of the cathedral's guards lies dead by his post. His death was sudden and violent, his broken limbs twisted at odd angles, with a trickle of blood issuing from his mouth and ears. It's unusual because you'd think if there'd been a bomb, that beautiful stained glass window would have been knocked out. However, it obviously has not. Okay. We've got some revolver ammo. And it looks like some kind of storeroom for linen. Anything over this way? A desk kept meticulously clean. Peter is surprised that it is not more chaotic for a frontline hospital. After all, isn't this where the death certificates are written? Okay. Oh, what else going on in here? So, a bit of rifle ammo. Detail. The workings of the pipe organ have remained mostly the same since installation. Originally, the bellows were driven manually. Now they are steam-powered, and the organ controlled electrically. This might be one of the oldest restored pipe organs in the world. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Let's see what's down here. Oh, I hear trappers. Can't see them, though. Oh, he's literally right there. I can hear him, but I can't see him. I don't want to go to the Trapper dimension. Oh, he's there. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Two-edged sword back. A soldier's body lies on the floor. Far from the front line, this poor man met his end. His fate is far removed from his brother-in-arms, a victim of the cathedral, rather than by a bullet or a bayonet. Interesting. Casks full of maturing wine line the cellar amidst the wraiths of cold air. When the war is over, if it ever is, the wine will be of a good vintage. Okay, lots of wine casks. There's a door here. Examine. This device appears to be a steam-powered generator. It sits idly, waiting for steam to be supplied to it. There is a lever, presumably to switch the generator on and off. Should Peter pull the lever? Yes, he should. There is a grating of metal on metal, but nothing else. There is no steam coming into the generator. Interesting. Perched on the wall beside the generator is an open-face fuse box. A fuse appears to be missing. There is no sign of where it could be. Well, I think we've got a good substitute for a fuse. Peter puts the lucky penny in place of the missing fuse. It fits quite nicely. There isn't any power running through the circuit. Nothing happens. Peter retrieves the penny and places it in his pocket. Okay, well, I did the right thing at the wrong time, clearly. Old, rusty, but faithful for many years. A coal-burning boiler provides heat and steam to the cathedral complex. There is currently no pressure being diverted to the generator. Should Peter turn the wheel? Let's do it. This is really difficult to do in what I can only describe as pitch black. The generator is working but doesn't appear to be providing power, blah blah blah. Yes, he should pull the lever. Oh. Yes, I think the circuit is broken, but when I did it, you got very upset. So, and you put the penny back in your pocket. Okay, fuse has been replaced. Is it back on now? Let's find out. Hey, there we go. So we have restored power, which makes exploration slightly easier. Well, there's a door here. The door is unlocked but won't open. It's as if there is a large object on the other side, blocking movement. Examine. There appears to be a hole in the wall. It is large enough for a small dog to pass through. Well, I think we know what that means. What it means is we can summon a trapper. One of these cute little guys here can go through and conduct a bit of an exploration. These are creepy little creatures, but I love the tiny little pitter-patter of their feet. The body of a soldier. A patient from the hospital lies slumped against the door, trying to hide from the horror he has barricaded himself in the room before succumbing to his wounds. Well, let's send him to the Trapper Dimension, shall we? And now that he has been sent to the Trapper Dimension, we can enter this room and we find a circle of power. Sits atop a stack of crates in the middle of the room. Let's pick it up. Okay. The room is used to store coal for use in the steam boiler that powers the cathedral's generator. Small piles are all that are left, and with the almost endless war, a resupply is a long way off. So, we now have the next level, the 7-point casting circle, which allows us to cast the most powerful spells in this game. So I'm actually going to need to recreate all my spells really quickly. So enchant item requires Antibok and Magamore. Okay. This one requires Narrowcath and Santak. One of the more annoying things of this game is having to recreate all your spells when you get a new circle of power. Narrowcath and Redgamore. Okay. Next up we've got Damage Field, which is Bankarok and Redgamore. And we've got Dispel Magic, which is Nethlek and Redgamore. Summon spells are Tia and Aratak. You've discovered spell number 10, which is the generic placeholder for a spell scroll that you can cast the spell, but you don't know what it is. So it sits down here. I know that it is Summon Horror, which is the most powerful summon you can get. Shield is Bankarok and Santak. And then finally we have Summon Zombie, which is the same as the summon range. So Summon Trapper is only available as a 3-point, Summon Zombie as a 5, and spell number 10, which is Summon Horror, as a 7. Great. Now that we've got a bit of light, is there anything else down here? No, just this unfortunate soul here. But we do have a way forward, because now we have a 7-point star. What that means is we can dispel the thing on the wall. Oh, I really did jinx myself when I talked about those beautiful stained glass windows being destroyed, didn't I? An incredibly old but well-preserved pipe organ. The workmanship is quite exquisite but borders on the grotesque. Tiny demonic figures hide within the swirling facade design, almost invisible to the eyes. Should Peter play the organ? Yes, I think he should. So, A, B, Y, X, B, something A. I forgot what it is. Let's try it out. First try. Oh, hello, dude. Oh, there's two of them. I can hear another one. Oh, he's there. Ouch. They must be regenerating, which I didn't realise they did. So, in the tabernacle, we find... The tabernacle is almost empty. Empty of all the things that should be there, such as holy water or other ritualistic items. There is only a door handle lying on the lower shelf. Should Peter pick up the door handle? Yes, he should. Okay. Right, so first and foremost, I lost my shield earlier, so I'm going to, just for demonstration purposes, cast a level 7 shield. And I need to cast something to dispel this Zelatath door here, so let's... Dispel magic, 7th level, and Zelatath is defeated by Chaturga, which is red. Oh, okay. So it doesn't look then like it is a dispel, maybe it's an invisibility thing. So let's reveal invisibility, and it'll be 7th level Chaturga. There we go. After the magic has taken hold, a heavy oak door is revealed. Scratches and dents infest the wood, telling a long, dark story. It is missing its handle. Seems to be no way to open it. I think there is a way to open it because we have a handle. So we found a bit of rifle ammunition. Oh, climb down. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Go back up, go back up. Let's to search this room first. So we've got some revolver ammo. And I think what I need to do is to reload it. So that's ready to go. Let's climb down further into this complex. Oh wow, hello. Oh man. Let me out of there. Yikes. So the reason why that was very rapidly becoming a struggle was we had pretty standard, easy to defeat enemies, but when you killed them, there were Zelatath Bone Thieves in there, which are hard hitting on both your stamina, your sanity, as well as your health. Let's put a shield back up. Oh wow, I don't have the mana. Okay. Oh, this could get tough. Right, so thankfully normal programming has resumed after killing 2 of them. He didn't have 1 in him, and neither did this guy. It didn't look too difficult on reflection, but unfortunately it actually was. Because the problem is when your sanity is 0, you start losing health. So that can very quickly get very, very nasty. Oh, there's a horror. Right. Great. So let's... You know what? Let's enchant 5 points to our 2-edged sword. And let's reinvigorate our shield to give us the best possible opportunity of winning. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of preparation. Go in prepared, have a goal, execute the goal. Right, okay, so we came through this door here. There is a door to the right and to the left. Let's try this one first. Oh! The trappers have sent me to the trapper dimension. Purple, there we go. Oh, wait there. Here's the guy that we sent to the trapper dimension. A young man's body lies hunched against the wall of the platform. Blood from the vicious wounds surrounding his face and neck soaks the remnants of what appears to be a uniform with a sickly dark red. I'm sorry we had to send you to the trapper dimension, my friend. It was a necessary evil. Okay, there isn't another one. Cool. Let's head on through. Haha. Detail. Row upon row of books dedicated to occult lore and arcane science. From the ludicrous to the most hideously unholy. A tattered letter lies forgotten on the chair. Ah, we got another soldier's letter. Let's read this one out. Third letter from Private Reginald Jackson to his love Margaret. It's been 2 weeks since Haskell went missing, and I'm afraid to go to sleep. More than once I saw shadows of people moving past my bed, peeking through the blinds to see a wounded soldier being taken from his bed, drugged and delirious in the dead of the night, never to be seen again. As Haskell was, perhaps, as I will be. What happened to them? I don't know. I'm afraid to ask what happened, for I know that I would surely be the next one to be taken into the darkness. Some deep spoops right there. This shelf appears to be recessed into the wall, not quite as flush as the others in the room, almost as if it could slide inwards. Should Peter push the shelf? Yes, he should. Oh, it's a trapper again. Oh, I don't want to get trapped. Is there another one? No, there isn't. There is a trapper in the same room as non-trapper based enemies, which is just cruel. Where is he? There he is. We got him. A key lies upon the accursed shrine, glinting in the soft candlelight. We found the binding hall key. Cool. So our enchantment ran off for our sword, so let's just redo that, because that has been very helpful. God, imagine the horrors of being a journalist in World War I, which is horrendous enough, and you stumble upon the evil horrors that Peter is witnessing here. I can hear the soft pitter-patter of trappers. Where are you, trapper? Well, there's one. Two. I know there's another one. I can hear it. Haha. Consider thyself dealt with. Okay, examine detail. A milky blue bottle stands on the altar. Peter has found a magical elixir. Check. A small milky blue bottle stoppered with a chipped cork. This magical elixir will restore all of Peter's magical energy. Very interesting. And very useful, I might add. Okay. I must get a very itchy ear the moment the spoops start to maximise. Enchant item. 8 points. Detail. A soldier's cold and stiff body lies sprawled on the steps. Peter attempts to flip the corpse over to discover his identity, but all that's left of the man's face is a ruined mass of eaten flesh. Examine. Oh, same deal. Okay. A scroll sits on a small shelf mounted upon the wall. Peter has acquired the magical attack spell scroll. Why would it be here of all places? Here, in this corridor. So the magical attack spell attacks any enemies that are on screen, if I'm not mistaken, and represents a mana-based attack. And I mean, from a narrative perspective, it does seem like a bit of a poor deal for the designers of the narrative here to put this in this corridor right here, right now, because there's no reason for a powerful, destructive, damaging spell to be in this corridor when we're about to face what I know we're about to face. And just before I do that, I am going to grab a drink. So please excuse me for 5 minutes, and I will be back to face what I promise you will be a show worth watching. Be right back. So we are about to face a guardian. So this should be fun. What I need to do is I need to set myself up with some spells. So I currently have enchant item at the top, recover on the left, recover health on the left, recover sanity on the right. And I think what I need is I need a level 3 magic attack on the very bottom. For the monster that we're about to face can only be damaged by a magical attack. So let's save and head in to fight the Guardian. The corridor is ended by an elaborate door, decorated in a manner much different than the others within the cathedral. Peter senses an unbearable evil beyond that door. When he reaches it to open it, fear creeps into his gut and begins to eat at his soul. Should Peter open the door? Yes, he should. For any eagle-eyed viewer out there, you'll know we've been here before. So at the moment, I just have to dodge its attacks and then return it with a magical attack. So the first stage, nice and easy. But then we get more close quarters. Oh no! Nice heroic close-up there for Peter Jacobs. So when he summons, I get the briefest moment but sadly I missed it. Okay. Come on, Guardian of Zelatath. Oh jeez. I need to observe and see when my opportunity is, because he summons the zombies, but I can't see him glow with vulnerability. Ah, there it is. I need to very quickly run in. So I get a very, very, very brief opportunity after the 3 zombies have been summoned. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Okay. I think I'm going a little bit too early with the magical attack. So let's watch the timing. So he finishes casting. 1 appears. 2 appears. 3 appears. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5. Okay. So there is definitely a delay, which is fine. So let's go here. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. No, sir. It doesn't seem to trigger if I'm too close. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. I feel like I'm going too early. That seems to be my issue. You know what, let's not mess about here. Let's get a shield back up. Because that so far has done us wonders to have a shield. We've not been affected by any of the strikes that he's put against us. Okay, so this time I got it, but the zombies were the closest viable target. And as a result of that, it didn't target him. Hey, we hit him. Okay. We got it right once. Now we've just got to do it 2 more times, I think. So, 1. Let those guys start walking towards me. I can quickly hit this guy. Oh, I missed him. His sanity is looking pretty low. I need to work on keeping this high. Okay. I still don't quite have the timing right, which I'm sure is frustrating watching. But I've got to wait for the 3 of those to come alive. And I just missed him again. Okay. Right, let's equip a new shield, because that again is keeping us very, very safe. Oh, jeez.
Tyr Pargon. Zelda Pargon.
Again, just missed him because the zombies were closer. Three zombies. All three are up. He isn't going vulnerable, though. Well, I think I've shown that I have at least the ability to survive this battle in the long term. But the trouble, of course, is what I really want is for him just to get hit. Oh, I can hit him from all the way over here. Oh, that's well cool. Okay, that's the solution. Hit him from all the way over here. So 3 zombies happen. Hey, we got him. Peter Jacobs is being forced into close quarters combat. Perfectly timed. Guardian of Zelatath, you are no match for Peter Jacobs. Oh my god. Okay, I totally mistimed all of that. Yes. Goodbye, Guardian of Zelatath. Come on, Peter Jacobs. Let's go and claim what is rightfully ours. Examine. With the Guardian of Zelatath vanquished, and the stained glass that kept it hidden lying in pieces, the essence of Chaturga is now liberated. Its magic beckons to Peter, calling him. He approaches cautiously. Should Peter retrieve the essence of Chaturga? Yes, he should. Peter reaches out for the artifact, but pulls away as he feels its corrosive magic close on his hand. Wrapping his hands in his shred of clothing, he carefully lifts the artifact from its resting place. "69 years later.
And that was how I came by it. I know it sounds crazy, but there you have it. The only proof I have is that statue.
It's a strange one. I've seen one like it before.
You have?
Yes. Very rare, though. Very obscure.
I've had experts take a look at it, and none of them know what it is. And you do.
I'm somewhat of an expert on these things myself. An interest I developed a long time ago while I was a young man.
Then you should keep it. Lord knows I have no interest in it. I am sure it's the cause of my sleeplessness. I keep thinking about it, as if it's calling out to me.
Then a drink, perhaps. For the gift. For an unusual objet d'art.
Priceless artifacts just given away over drinks, eh? Delightful. Having stopped reading, Alex discovers a small penny taped to the back of Peter's chapter page. Alex has found the lucky penny. So Alex is in a pretty insane way after reading through Peter Jacobs' story. So we should use a nice big sanity recovering spell. And just like that, she is back to her normal self without the chitter-chattering of creepy, crazy things in her ear. Now the question as to where the next chapter page is.
Help me! Please help me!
Oh, hello, ghost.
I can't get the blood out!
Alex has found the basement key. Okay. Sounds to me like maybe the basement is where we need to go. So here is the basement. It has been locked since the moment we arrived, but now we have a basement key. We can get in. A pump-action shotgun hangs from a plaque mounted on the dusty wall. Unlike Resident Evil, the roof is not going to come caving in on you when you take the shotgun. Alex has found some shotgun shells, very nice. Some more shotgun shells, delightful. Some revolver ammunition. Is this a door over here? It is, it is. Okay, there is a circuit box for me to look at here. Examine. A fuse box and circuit breaker array is situated upon the wall. All but one of the fuses are intact. The absence of this one is suspicious, and until it is replaced, The circuit connected to it is useless. Gosh, I wonder what we're going to do. What did we learn from Peter Jacobs? We learned that we can use a lucky penny to replace a fuse. Alex jams the lucky penny in place of the missing fuse. Ah, okay. So now the upstairs bathroom, which we've not previously explored, but it was dark until now, is available to us to go and take a look at. What is through this door here? Oh wow. A mechanical device is secured to the floor. Long metal screws hold a dull metal dish firmly against the floor. A locking mechanism is fixed to the top of the dish, looking towards the ceiling. Oh, very interesting. Well, there's nothing more for us there just yet. And this safe. Ah, detail. The safe is large and old-fashioned, made in the days when security was derived from the heavy metal construction rather than secure locking mechanisms. Doesn't look like it'd be too difficult to break. If only Alex had a stethoscope to hear the tumblers more closely. Okay, so let's go and explore the newly lightened upstairs bathroom. What are we potentially going to find in there? Ah, Alex has found a page from the journal, Maximilian Roivas. Oh, this is a very windy room. An antique medicine cabinet hangs on the wall. Its wood is stained from years of use and the ambient humidity of the room. Should Alex open the cabinet? Yes, I think she should. Wherein she will find... Hidden away in the medicine cabinet is a chapter from the Tome of Eternal Darkness. Should Alex retrieve the chapter? Yes, she should.
You are not free to leave this plane until you complete a task for me. You are to hunt and kill the master of this house. Do this one thing, and you will be free. Else fear the wrath of Zelator. Everything is complete for your arrival, Master. Now we must wait for the planets to align, and that is not too many years from now. Another Roivas has crossed our path. This time, we will not be so merciful.
Mercy has no place in this world. It has only a place for me.
He will meet such a horrible death that the rest of the line will never set foot in his house again.
Pray to me that they don't. Pray to me anyway.
Okay, let's check out the journal of M. Roivas. This is a page from Maximilian Roivas' journal. It reads, I sought to love all, yet now love causes me pain and suffering. I have learned to fear nothing, although it is nothing that I fear the most. All that were loyal to me now number among my worst enemies. It's crazy, man. That's crazy. Right. Let's go, shall we? Let's read the next chapter page, A Legacy of Darkness.
My education in psychiatry did not prepare me. I would love to see how Freud's view of his mother would change with the knowledge of Chaturga. How Skinner would incorporate Zelotath into his behaviorist theories. How Jung would accommodate Ulioth into his theory of the collective unconscious. Like my ancestor Maximilian, I too had an interest in my family tree. As a psychiatrist, I believed that science could provide answers into my family's sordid, bizarre past. It was with great excitement that I began my search. The mansion's history was filled with my colorful predecessors. Everything from convicted and hung witches to committed madmen, each laying their own peculiar mark on its character. I intended to find their secrets.
Okay. All he has is liquid courage. A small flask of the all-source liquid courage. A magical elixir to power one's spirit in the face of adversity. Bottoms up. Using this will regain sanity. Politely, she asks Edward if there is anything she can do for him. No, there is not. Let's head down to this room down here where... Oh!
You know who I am, Edward. Although you are doing your best not to believe it, I am, or was, Maximilian Roivas, your ancestor. I died in an asylum after trying to warn the world. The pain and anguish I felt in that cell has empowered me to linger after my death. I must complete what I started, Edward. The darkness must be stopped, or all of humanity may end. Sets the clock to the 33rd minute of the 3rd hour.
Okay, there's a spell scroll here. The Magic Pool spell scroll. Let's see. Well, we have no need for it at the moment because we don't have the Tome of Eternal Darkness, so I will have to check that out. Let's see the details here. A looming grandfather clock stands ominously in the corner, gazing on the empty room with an almost patriarchal air of its own. The ghost asked Edward to set the clock, but there are no hands on it. Edward must find the clock hands so he can set it properly. Right. Let's go and find some clock hands, shall we? What are the descriptions here? What's any description of the books or anything? These books contain the history of the Roivas family, genealogy, birth and death records, deeds and writs. The Roivas history is a troubled one. As Mediterranean immigrants, the early Roivas were shunned by other settlers in North America. Suspected of witchcraft, the Roivas were convicted during the witch hunts, forcing them into hiding. As memories faded, the Roivas rebuilt their lives. Interesting. Oh, there's a big book on there. A journal of family history rests on the mantel, as if used recently. A historical journal. An old musty book, bound in dry dusty leather. The book covers the early history of the Roivas family, dating back before the settlers in this land. There appears to be something pressed between the pages. Should Edward get it out? Of course he should. And there is the minute hand of a clock. This part of the library is reserved for the entertaining of the house's more scholarly guests. A simple yet elegant layout affords quiet drink and conversation. Okay. Cellar is locked, so no going down there. A large carriage clock sitting on the foyer table, beautifully crafted, but it appears to be stuck, with the hands set permanently to 3:33. As Edward nears, the servant stops mumbling to herself and asks him if she thinks the weather will clear up before the solstice. Edward finds the reference to the solstice rather odd and ponders its significance. Some revolver ammo. With no one living in the house for a long time, it's no wonder the pantry is empty. Edward lives out of the refrigerator, so to speak. A grando's kitchen fireplace with all the amenities of modern life. It hasn't been used in quite some time. The servant notices Edward's presence and comments on the weather. Idle chit-chat. Oh, there doesn't appear to be anything in there. Edward has never learned the piano, but that has not stopped him from hammering away at the keys now and again. It is very therapeutic. Perhaps one day he would learn it properly. Oh my god, let me out this loot, dude. An antique cavalry sabre mounted on a display stand gleams in the moonlight. I love a sabre. Puttering around with the crockery, the servant informs Edward that the table has been set for him just the way he likes it. Lovely. Oh, we've seen that description before. So I guess upstairs it is. What beautiful stained glass on the doors. Rudic, melancholic paintings adorn the walls. Strange choices of decoration for a bedroom. Each one seethes with a virulence that could only have been wrought by an unsound mind. Got a bit of revolver ammo. Courteously, the servant asks if Edward is in good health. The master bathroom is woefully Spartan, and only barely contemporary. It appears to satisfy the most practical of tastes, or perhaps someone who has their mind set on other things. Well, there's nothing in there. Hey, some elephant gun ammo. Nice. Courteously, the servant asks if Edward is in good health. Edward is reassured at the sight of the family gun cabinet, itself a priceless antique. He would rather not have to smash the window to get inside, but where did he leave the key? So we have another historical journal. An old musty book, bound in dry dusty leather. This book covers the recent history of the Roivas family, going back perhaps 150 years. There appears to be something pressed between the pages. Should Edward get it out? And we've got the hour hand of a clock now. Muttering to herself as she works, the servant comments on how the mansion is never really clean. This room is a holdover from the days when the servants were all residential help, living in the mansion. Rumour has it that the old servants' quarters were demolished a long time ago. Interesting. Creepy. She informs Edward that she believes the weather will worsen, and that she hasn't heard it being this bad for many decades. An exorbitant and out-of-place stained glass window ends the hallway. Whoever put it here had eclectic taste, and confirms Edward's belief that the mansion is more folly than real house. Well, I suspect that may be the case, Edward. I suspect that may be the case. So we've had a nice little chat and some idle chit-chat with each of the servants now. Let's head back into our study, where we are going to put the various hands onto the clock and set it to 3:33. Let's do it. Our creepy spectral ancestor is taking us into this hidden tunnel.
Take them and use them. They are humanity's only hope. Destroy the Guardians, Edward, and avenge my waste.
So, quick search of the room. We've got a revolver. We've got some ammo. A strange leather-bound tome sits closed amid piles of books and papers. Should Edward pick up the tome? Yes, he should. So the reason that's just happened now is we picked up that spell scroll earlier. We had no means of knowing what it was, for we didn't have the Tome of Eternal Darkness. But the moment that we do, we have discovered the spell of which we found the scroll of, which is the Magic Pool spell. I actually don't know what that spell does, so let's quickly check. This magic transfers the innate magical energy of the environment to the self. The limitless power of the ancients will be at your disposal for the duration of the magic. Once the magic has... Oh. It's the wrong button. Once the magic has waned, you will be bereft of spiritual power till it naturally seeps back into your being. Pass. I don't know what Magical Pool does, but I'm sure we'll find out. We also don't have it at 5th or 7th level, so we need Tia and Redgamore. Cool. I get the impression that that it is slightly higher magicka regeneration. I'm not too sure. So we have the Tome of Eternal Darkness. Let's check it. This is the Tome of Eternal Darkness, where experience, spells, and enchanted items can be stored for future use. It has been made from fragments of human skin and bone and endowed with magical powers. Okay. So we have the tome now. I remember this now. Oh my god. Crazy. Half of a key tumbles out of the vase that has been toppled and smashed. It glints on the floor. So we found the bottom half of the basement key. Brilliant. And what we need to do is we need a couple of things. So wait there. Let's first and foremost cast a moderate level shield. Let's enchant my sword similarly with a moderate level enchantment. And finally, the creature, I believe, is invisible. So we have to use the Reveal Invisible spell. Oh, there it is. Hello. Let's hopefully we don't... Okay, so it has a means to regenerate. I forgot about that. So, what does this servant have to say? Shaken by his brush with death, the servant gives his thanks. He warns that the creature might still be around, and extra firepower would be handy. Reminded by his own words, he fishes a key from his pocket and gives it to Edward. It's the gun cabinet key. So let's quickly go to the gun cabinet and get ourselves an elephant gun. So mode. This function allows the character to change the fire selector on guns. So if I'm not mistaken, this has two modes. So the Holland & Holland double rifle fires an enormous 50 caliber times 3-inch nitro slug, quite capable of stopping rhino or elephants dead in their tracks. Only a crazy man would feel comfortable facing a Holland & Holland. So I believe if you use the 2 mode, you can fire 2 bullets at once for maximum firepower. Let's quickly refresh all of our things. Wait. Slightly higher than that. Shield still looking pretty good, but we could do with a brand new Reveal Invisibility. Oh, there he is. Come back. Come back. Where's he gone? Let's go and save the servant, shall we? Okay, so he's gone back and regenerated once more. Grateful for having their life spared from the monster, the servant offers a token of thanks, which is some elephant gun ammo. Very nice. Where is he? Wherever he is, I could do with recasting. I assume that an arbitrary amount of time must pass between his cut sequence with him regenerating and him resurfacing. Ah, there he is. Let's get him. Let's get him. In its desperation to escape from Edward, the vampire creature drops the top half of the key onto the floor. So, he heads back downstairs, and what we're going to have to do really quickly is a couple of things. So first and foremost, let's mix these two. Let's put them back together. Let's ensure that we have the highest level of Reveal Invisible. And let's ensure that we have the highest level of shield that we can get. And finally, let's enchant our weapon. Actually, our weapon's already enchanted. So let's destroy this to begin with. So, the combat in this game is a lot more difficult if you do not prepare for the combat that you're about to face. A tattered scroll lies on the dusty shelf. It's the Summon Horror spell, and we have already researched this spell earlier. We now just have the scroll to prove that we've got it. Some elephant gun ammunition. Hidden in the shadowy corner of the basement is an antique double shotgun displayed on the wall. So many weapons. So many weapons. Okay. So we have a double shotgun. We have a saber, an elephant gun, and a revolver, which is a crazy amount of really powerful guns. Let's save and explore this newly opened area below. Inside the well, a crumbling ladder leads down to the cloying darkness. Should Edward venture down the ladder? Yes, he should. Just to make sure we're covered, I want to make sure that I have a full power shield. I'd also like to make sure that I've got a couple of things enchanted. My saber. As well as the elephant gun. Because given the cutscene that we saw earlier, I think we're going to fight something now. Examine. Maximilian had not lied. The city is miraculous. It glows in the darkness like an incredible jewel. But the thought of what lies inside, the guardians of Zelatath, makes Edward shiver with fear. 9 great towers dwarf the surrounding city. Perhaps the towers serve as a focus, channeling great tides of energy into the city itself. Maybe. Maybe. And into the depths of that dark city we go. And as expected, there is definitely something nasty down here. Oh, okay, so we've got this on 2-shot mode. Okay. Oh my gosh. I forgot that if you get hit with a sanity reducing attack, your character actually loses control. For just a moment, wherever you actually send them with your analog stick, it doesn't go. Crazy. I forget that the elephant gun knocks you clean off your feet. Very nice. Okay. So let's just very quickly reload everything. Refresh our shield while we've got tons of mana. Refresh our enchantment on our saber. Wrong one. down we go. Oh gosh, something has majorly affected my sanity. What has Edward seen? That is the question. Well, there's a horror. To start with. So in the cutscene earlier, we definitely saw this nasty creature. And I think we can actually dispel its protective barrier using Chaturga. Oh, now we're playing cat and mouse with this Lovecraftian nightmare. Come back. There it is. So, let's give ourselves a bit of liquid courage, shall we? Because Edward's looking in a bit of a bad way. Right, okay, elephant gun, fully primed. Oh, ouch. That really hurt. Recover. Cast. There we go. I don't know whether the sound effect that it played then was in fact some bugged sound effect, or whether it was in fact the legitimate sound effect, but let me tell you, creepy nevertheless. Right, let's reload everything. And let's do the same with this. So mix that with the shotgun shells. So, big shield to keep us nice and healthy. And let's progress forward. These plinths look like the ones Pius had encountered in the Forbidden City, where he found the essence of the ancients. Edward briefly wonders what their purpose could be. A pulsating field of energy emanates from the stone. Should Edward touch the field? Ah, okay. interesting. Scribe Rune. So, do you remember the 9 towers that we described earlier that dwarfed the rest of the city? Well, I think we're currently encountering that, and we're powering up some mega spell. Oh, yikes. Some big boys here. Spell list, enchant item. Let's use Manta Rock because we've got... Oh god. You should be attacking each other, guys. These guys suck. Okay, so Edward needs to equip this again, and he needs to refresh his shield because battling 2 horrors is pretty rough work. But I just accidentally cancelled it. Brilliant. This area is unfortunately quite repetitive. We have to keep coming back and forth through different areas. But that's fine. Just one moment. Okay. I need to cast that shield, don't I? So let's stick with Manta Rock. Because we seem to be facing a variety of different foes, and Manta Rock is not powerful against any one of them, but it's not weak against any one of them either. So one rune is powered up. Let's go and power up the next one. These spires appear to be focusing magical energy from a nearby source. Perhaps if a rune is marked on the spire, it will affect the flow of magic. Could the spires themselves serve as a circle of power? Okay, so I believe the runes are Redgamore and something else. Let me just find out. So, yes, as I suspected, tower number 2 is Redgamore. Oh! Just very quickly unload everything because my shield was virtually entirely down. Right, so let's use the revolver to take out some of these. Oh, there is another one somewhere. I can hear him. There we go. Right, so let's just reevaluate everything here. We need to reload this. Reload this. And let's get that shield back up. And not just that, let's get a nice big enchantment on the double shot. Lovely. Now we are prepared to face anything. Including what I can only describe as what looks like a river of blood running through the underneath of this house, which I'm sure does nothing for its value. Now this is the unfortunate repetition of this area. We have to keep coming back and forth, which is a real shame, but, you know, it is what it is. Ah, yes, the pattern on the floor is very interesting indeed. The whole thing, actually, for such an old game, is still visually quite stunning. So we're back. Tower number 3 is going to be a power-up rune, Pargon. This is a big 9-point spell. It's going to be super powerful to use the entirety of this dark underground city to cast some major spell. Oh. There doesn't appear to be anything here. Famous last words, maybe? Yes, of course. I mean, who's keeping this kind of zoo in their house? This can't be good for your insurance, man. Okay, Edward, catch your breath. Let's top up that shield, shall we? Right. Next room. Slightly different perspective this time. As we move around the circle, we've got a Pargon rune. okay. Question is, what's going to come out of that purple pit? Oh. Apparently nothing. It was all just to make us jump. Okay. Number 5. Okay. So, on this one, let's take a look what our choices are. Okay, so we have to choose which of the Elder Gods we assign to it. Now, if there's one thing that I know, we are fighting Xelatath, and Xelatath is defeated by Cthulhu. So if we're casting some giant 9-point powerful spell in order to do some damage to the Elder Gods who are trying to take over the world, in particular Xelatath, right, then we need to use Cthulhu to defeat him. I used one of my bullets just then to kill a trapper. So let's just top up and make sure that we've got a good enchant item on our double shotgun. Only because some of these rooms are very dangerous. Oh, there we go. That just goes to show how dangerous these rooms are. Show yourself, fiend. Again, not sure if that sound is the intended sound, but it is creepy nevertheless. Let's mix that with those. I'm sure we've seen already how dangerous all these rooms can be, so I hope you can excuse me as I continually keep topping up my shield. As well as the enchantment on my shotgun. And Mantarok's a really interesting room because, as I mentioned, he's not dominant or submissive, I guess, as far as a type is concerned, to any of the other gods. He's not powerful or weak, but he causes this like corrosive effect on anybody who, any creature that is affected by the Mantarok spells, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, so that was number 5. We had a bit of a battle on our hands, but we're going to now tackle number 6 of 9. Okay. Here we are for number 6. Pargon, another power-up rune. Ho ho, trappers. Question is, where is the other one? Trappers are very annoying creatures. Very annoying creatures. Again, I must say that having something like this underneath your home is definitely going to affect the real estate value. Come on, Edward, you can do it. Okay, we've got 3 left, if I'm not mistaken. So this is tower number 7. Let's see what rune we need to inscribe for this one. No trappers, always good. It's also been a while since I've saved, so I'm going to save. I can definitely hear something big. Ah, there we go. Right, so let's try and dispel its protection first and foremost, which I presume I'm going to need a big one. Spell, enchant. Show yourself, horror. Oh. It cast a protection spell, like an area protection spell for itself. But unfortunately, it failed to take advantage of any of the protection, which is a shame for him. Okay, spell list, shield, big shield. And a big enchant. Fabulous. Where's the exit? Show me the exit. There we go. Ah, I've already cleared this way. I wondered when I was going to unlock that room. Oh, wait. How weird. I wish there was like a, you know, recover your breath spell, you know, so Edward wasn't panting so dangerously. Okay, 2 more rooms to clear, and then I believe we're going to cast the craziest of spells. A trapper. You shall not fool me, trapper. So, we have number 8, which is the Dispel rune. Ah. He's got himself a protection setup this time. Let's return the favour by dispelling his, so... Oh no, I got trapped. Which is fine, it's not the end of the world. It's a minor inconvenience. Here's that soldier that we put in there earlier again. Let's run away from the horrors, eh? Let's save that stress for another day. Okay, mix the shotgun shells. Edward is currently unshielded, which is really bad for his long-term survival. And he also does not have any enchantment on his gun, which means he's operating at a less than efficient position. Fantastic. Ready for the final rune. The last rune is inscribed. We're about to cast a 9th circle spell. Edward's meddling with the arrays has conjured incredible energies that are now building up inside the city and can't be contained for long. Edward needs to escape the city. Well, let's get Edward out of here. Let's get him out of here as quickly as we can. Ooh. So let's dispel that magic. And now what we can do is we can just sneak on in there and disrupt the spell casting. But we don't actually have to fight this person, as long as they remain out of our way, because all we need to do is escape. Come on, Edward. You gotta get out of here, man. You're literally running for your life. Ooh. 48 years later. And there is Alex's grandfather.
you bring news of disaster, Augustus?
And if not, we wonder why not, since disaster has struck.
Yes. Your colony of Guardians in the ruins of Engar has been eradicated. A great magic wrought massive destruction there. Not a single Guardian escaped.
Your concern is touching, but out of place.
There are other Guardian colonies. The loss of one is meaningless.
That is the only disaster you report?
Yes, my magnificence. There are no others.
And what of your treachery to us?
Treachery?
All in good time. It matters not that you bear us ill will, Augustus. It will come to no end. You lack the power to destroy me.
Or even elevate yourself to our level. The future has unfolded before me through a vision.
One of my many visions.
A vision of my conquering the absent horror. Uliath, master of the plains. The magic of the plains is no match for the power of the mind. And thus, it will be destroyed.
Then the gate shall be opened, and you shall once again grace the earth with your presence.
Alex finds a scrap of paper tucked between the pages of the tome. It appears to be a note from Edward. A small note written on a page from the Tome of Eternal Darkness. Dear Alex, I have left you a small surprise to keep you going when everything seems to go awry. It was my favourite tipple, and there are several barrels of it in the basement. Please help yourself to what you can find. My guess is that I won't be needing it. Your loving grandfather, Edward. Well, all I'm going to say is Alex is majorly insane after that battle. So let's get her healed up. And just like that, she's back to sanity. In any event, I have done a couple of the stories today, and I intend to stop it there. I imagine, potentially, next Sunday will be the final stream of Eternal Darkness, because I anticipate that I will be finishing it then. But until then, thank you to everybody who's tuned in.